let me give you a quick story time. Not with me, but a friend of mine. Actually, a guy who sent me this. He was in an email recently. Well, this year, anyways. Hit me up. He said, "Hey, Roll, I'm 38 years old or whatever, 36 years old, and all of my friends who are the same age, like from my high school or whatever, and my peer group, they're married and they have wives and everything, but I'm not. And I'm not. He's not divorced. He just doesn't have. He's just been playing the field for a while, and he's reached 36, and suddenly discovers that he's hitting his stride, man. And and as you were saying, not unlike yourself, he had a girlfriend who was 24 years old or thereabouts, like mid 20s, and it was got a lot of sort of sexual attention from other women as well, but had a girlfriend who was at least half his age, if not like 12 years younger, and got disinvited or uninvited from family gatherings or group gatherings because the women who were married to his best friends didn't want him around. Because he was bringing his young chippy to the picnics, right? To, I don't know, play cornhole, go drink it. I don't know. But they are the obvious reason, of course, is that the women who have consolidated on those guys don't want their men to get any bright ideas. They don't want to lose out on their investment. That's opportunity cost, by the way. They found guys who right around 30 were stupid enough and game unaware enough to say, yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Let's get married. Right. And so they're with those guys. And now those guys most likely are getting to the point where they would have a quote unquote midlife crisis. Usually that's like 40 years old, but I think right around 36 to about 40 in that time frame is when guys begin to realize, oh shit, my life that could have been. If I hadn't made those decisions, if I had read Rollo's book, I wouldn't have made those decisions. If I had only realized how much sexual selectivity I would have at 36, I wouldn't be in this right now. And most guys don't like that. They will come up with like rationales and they'll fall back on religion or they'll fall back on like morals or they'll fall back on like, oh, here's what men should do. Right? You, Mr. 36-year-old dating the 24-year-old, you are infantile and you're afraid of a strong, independent woman. And that's where you get that. Those shaming tactics aren't because like there's a function to female social conventions that shame men. Like age appropriateness is a fantastic observation of this. The reason why women want men to think, like men of that prime, selectivity age, they want that demographic of men to feel bad for dating a 24-year-old is because it knocks them out of the market. They're 30 some odd years old. They're exiting the sexual marketplace. That 23, 24-year-old girl, as we saw in the data sets, is at her prime and he's at his prime. Why wouldn't he want to get with her? Why wouldn't he want to get with a 26-year-old? It's not about like baggage or single momminess at that point. Again, it is. But what brings the boys to the yard isn't single mommy, or it isn't like, it isn't like how well employed you are, ladies. It's not about your professionality. Do you have big tits and a nice ass and blue hair and long hair and feminine and do you suck a mean dick? That's pretty much those are the requirements. Women have, and women don't realize this, but ladies, men don't have the same prerequisites that you do for a relationship or for sexual access. For men, there's only two line items. For you, there's 400. Those line items for guys must be hot, must be available. That's it. And everything else after that, man, well, we'll see what happens. That works. But to get your foot in the door, ladies, hot and available. And you know what? You know this. That's why you go shop at Forever 21. That's why you put on makeup. That's why you get boob jobs. That's why you get Brazilian butt lifts. That's why you're in the gym. That's why you got a personal trainer. That's why Aisha Curry still wants male attention. That's why Jada Pinkett Smith is saying, turn your radar on. That's why Sierra is still twerking, with a bottle of rum on her head. It's all, damn well what I'm talking about. Because if it was something different, you wouldn't be where you're at. You wouldn't be in the news. It wouldn't be on Instagram. You wouldn't be advertising your sexuality if it were anything different. You know damn well those are the two criteria that get your foot through the door. But we can't even give that to guys. You can't even have that as a man in a gynocentric social order. How dare you? I don't have it loaded up, do I? How dare you? God damn it. I lost the moment. Sorry, my bad.
How dare you?
The most important part of timing is comedy. Oh, wait. But it's at a point right now where it's like we want men to fall into this preset way of like fall in with women's interests, right? Fall in with what serves women at any point in this. Actually, where to go? At any point in this timeline, men must fall in line with whatever it is that is most necessitous for women at that time. Next one. Hoe phase, party years, you got to be hot. You got to be ready to go. You got to be the hot guy in the foam cannon party. Epiphany phase, well, you got to be a guy who's dumb enough or still a beta in waiting and ignorant enough of the game that you make a fairly, good match, hopefully, right? Maybe you're a high value guy during that time. Security phase, well, you better be parentally invested, mister. And at every one of these phases, all from the, like I color coded them here so you can see it. Every one of those phases, there's a new social construct or convention, new social convention that either shames you for wanting your best interests, following your mating strategy, and promoting the best interests of female mating strategy. I mean, for a lifetime. From day one to day dead, there's a social convention that'll drag you back into it. People say, well, isn't feminism like a great big shit test? Yes, it is. Gynocentrism certainly is. The guys who stand out are the guys who say, you know what, fuck this. And that's not an endorsement of MGTOW and Black Pill. That is, I see the game and I'm going to use it and I'm going to leverage it to my benefit. I'm going to be my mental point of origin. It's about me now. It's my frame that you're coming into. And even then, you still got to be on top of your game if that's the game you're going to play. So yeah. So is it a biological thing? Absolutely it is. Women understand that they don't want to lose that investment. They put a lot of money, at least they believe they have put a lot of energy into, getting a high value guy, and they got to retain that guy. You want to know why women get upset about infidelity when it has to do with emotional infidelity is more painful for women than just the sex part, because women understand that for men can dissociate themselves from the emotional investment that they have with sex. So for guys who are, jerking off to porn, it's just porn. It's just a pulsating gland, right? That's all it is. I don't fall in love with every chick I jerk off to on porn. So what difference does it make, right? The guys don't understand that. But for women, it's the emotional investment. Are you in love with her? Am I going to lose my investment is really what that question for that, the functionality of that is, am I going to lose my investment? Are you now going to abandon me and our children because you're in love with this chick? Like, you can fuck that chick, but don't fall in love with the girl. Come home to me. Maybe I need to make some better food at home. Give you an extra cup of rice, right, John? They're interested in maintaining a relationship or maintaining long-term security. That's why certain cultures will even what is it? I hope I'm saying this right, but probably I think it's Japanese culture. Maybe it's Chinese culture, where it's almost expected for high value men to cheat, as long as they stay committed to their main. Women go, well, as a guy, men will be men. And if they get a guy who's loyal, who doesn't fuck other girls, well, it's almost like a bad thing. I've read tweets from women who will say, if I wouldn't want to get with a guy who couldn't cheat. And of course, that's one of my quotes is, women don't want a man to cheat, but they love a man who could cheat. They love a guy who gets female attention from 24-year-olds, right? They love that guy. They might not want him at the family picnic, but that guy's sexy because women want to get with him. That's pre-selection. And women, whether they're married, how old they are, how fat they are, whatever, pre-selection is still pre-selection. And women want to get with him. Guys want to be him. Pre-selection.